everyone, we are back with another episode of podcast with the MARITEAS, and today we are going to tackle the Indigenous community. So before we start, I would like you to introduce myself. I am Nicole Policarpio together with my co-MARITEAS.
I am Joseph Matthew Martinez.
I'm Ariadne Salapang.
I'm Isabel Pineda.
And hi, I'm Aleda Rojas.
So without further ado, let's start. Joseph, I would like you to ask questions if you have background about the Indigenous community.
So, to start things off, I would like to pass the question back. So, what do we know about the indigenous people of the Philippines? What comes into mind when we say indigenous?
When we say indigenous, I think of our culture, our art, and people that protect the environment.
That's a good thing. So, what exactly are indigenous people? Indigenous communities that can be found in the highlands of northern Luzon are often known as Igorot, whereas the indigenous people on the southern island of Mindanao are known as Lumad.
Yeah.
And there are smaller groups in the central islands known as Mangyan, although there are several and smaller, more dispersed tribes in the center islands and Luzon. Indigenous people are groups that have kept a large portion of their tradition, pre-colonial cultures and social structures, living and their living habits are preserved. They typically reside in remote locations with little access to essential social services, educational opportunities, and political engagement options. In variance, the majority of their regions contain commercially important natural resources like minerals, forests, and rivers, making them constantly subject to attacks on development and land grabbing.
So, isn't it true, guys, that Indigenous people face numerous challenges?
I
Yeah,
agree.
they
Yeah.
do.
So, we are all aware that they are often being discriminated against, left out, not getting the same privilege as they deserve. These people have distinct cultures, dialects, rituals, and traditions that distinguish them from the rest of the society. And that is why And that is the reason why is it important to create awareness to our co-youths. So building organizations that would benefit them were one of the key ways to help them to be treated right. Right, Isabel?
Yes, but there's another dilemma for this issue. There's still a big gap that separates policy and practice. Yes, there are laws that protects the rights of indigenous people to their land, territory, and resources. However, a major challenge lies to the effective enforcement of these laws. For you guys, what do you think might be the effect or the implication of these problems to our IPs?
Well, yeah, the question is how does it affect them? If they encounter these kinds of problem, well, probably their life is at stake. So let's say, for example, if they are not given the rights from their own land, imagine how will they live if they are not in their own territory. It would probably be hard because the nature also provides food for them. How about when they are being discriminated against? It will probably affect the way they act with others, like the most of us. So I think we should start promoting their importance in the society to avoid these kinds of problems.
There's a volunteer tribal organization that works to protect and promote the peace, rights, welfare, and development of the IP in the country. They are called as Tuklas Katutubo, or the National Organization of Indigenous People in the Philippines. One of their strategy is the IPs, as in peace. This aims to represent indigenous people in any peace activities in the Philippines, especially in Mindanao. How about the government? Do you think they are doing enough to help our IPs?
Well, actually, I don't think that the government is doing enough. Actually, I think what the government needs to do is reevaluate their goals and why they are in power, and to listen to the cries of the Filipinos.
Mhm.
I don't know if you heard, but they increased the budget for NTFL-CAC, and they also, we all know the passing of anti-terrorism law. And also, there are still lots of political prisoners up to this day. So it really makes us question who are the people that the government is serving.
Mm.
Yeah, Indigenous people, youth activists, environmental defenders, they know what they want. They go in mobs screaming for the things that they are fighting for. The government just has to listen.
Listen.
But yeah, but instead they do the exact opposite. They red tag these people for using their freedom to say what they want and what they need, and the government just doesn't seem to be serving them, so why are they in power? And since the problem the root of the problem is basically the government, what can the youth do? What can we do as Filipinos in the contemporary world? What do you guys think?
Actually, we can take advantage of our social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to spread public awareness concerning the indigenous group.
Yeah, I
I
think
would
it's also okay. Go, Joseph.
So I would say that we could help in first preventing ourselves from making backhanded compliments regarding these groups, and uh,
Yeah.
stop the discrimination and the stereotypes towards these said groups.
Yeah. Especially now that a lot of badjaos, as we call them, are going to Manila to beg,
Mhm.
and a lot
Yeah.
And the
that's
jeepneys and
yeah, and that causes people to discriminate indigenous peoples
Mm.
groups a lot more, and that's actually part of the problem, right? They're the victims. They don't want to do that, but they have to in order to survive. So I think we should reevaluate our prejudices. Yeah.
Mm.
So, guys, do you have any comments about what a lady said?
I actually have something to add. I think it's really
Oh, okay, go,
important
go, go.
to organize and to act collectively and create art in order for us to push back on government fascism. It's very important for us to use our voice, but not to overpower the voices of indigenous people, just to amplify their voices, because we don't know what they are going through, only they know exactly. So that's all. That's what I think.
Mm.
So I think, guys, it's a wrap. So if you want to listen to other podcasts, just like, follow, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.
Thank
Thank you.
you.